You calculate gravity.
Well, you can use Newton's law of gravitation. In this equation, there is force used, the gravitational constant represented as g, radius, and mass is needed to find gravity. M, which represents mass in kilograms, the first mass times the second mass over radius squared times the gravitational constant.
Newton's law of universal gravitation states that the gravitational force between any two objects is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. Say two balls have their centers at 2 meters apart. One ball has a mass of 8 kilograms and the other has a mass of 6 kilograms. How would you find the gravitational force between them? First, let's start plugging in g, which equals 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11 Newton meters squared divided by kilograms squared. Then that is multiplied by 8 times 6 divided by 2 squared. Let's start by multiplying 8 times 6, which equals 48, divided by 2 squared, which equals 4. So 48 divided by 4 is 12. 12 times 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11 equals your gravitational force, which is 8.004 times 10 to the negative 11 newtons. See, that wasn't so bad.
So how do you calculate gravity?
Well, you know there are different formulas for gravity. For example, the pull of gravity of the body. G equals gm divided by r squared. G representing gravity measured in meters seconds squared. And then the constant of gravity is 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11 Newton meters squared divided by kilograms squared. M representing the mass in kilograms, and the r is the radius, which is the distance.
Formula is Kepler's third law, which is TA over TB squared equals RA over RB cubed. T represents the period or time in which an object or a planet takes to move around the sun or the earth, and the radius is the distance of half the diameter of that object.
How can you calculate the speed of a falling object?
Falling objects. Here are some formulas.
The final velocity squared equals the initial velocity plus 2 acceleration or gravity multiplied by the distance final minus the distance initial. In this case, the initial velocity is 0 plus 2 times 9.8 meters per second squared, also times 15 meters minus 0. The final velocity squared equals 294. To cancel out the square, you have to square root both sides. So, the final velocity equals 17.15 meters per second.
There are many different formulas for finding speed, period, and gravity. For example, velocity equals the square root of the constant gravitational force times mass of Earth divided by the radius.
Period of planet orbiting the sun. T equals 2 pi square root r cubed divided by constant of g times the mass of the sun. T is the period or time, pi Radius in meters is the distance, and ms equals the mass of the sun.
Hope you enjoyed our physics lesson.